Hello, my name is Holly Raffle. I'm going to use an Ignite presentation, 20 slides, 15 seconds a slide for a total of 5 minutes to discuss the pedagogy and practice of portfolio assessment. It's always helpful to know a little bit about your presenter. There's me and our family this summer at the lake. What you'll notice about my background is that I'm a trained teacher with 24 years of experience in the classroom, from ninth grade all the way to doctoral students. So, what is a portfolio? Portfolios can mean different things to different people. I prefer to think of portfolios as a collection of curated artifacts to tell a particular story about one piece of a student's experience. There are three types of portfolios. Growth portfolios are designed to show how students change over time. These can be micro in an individual course to macro over the course of 2 years in a graduate program or more. Showcase portfolios are probably the most common at the collegiate level. Faculty curate highlight reel as they move through the promotion and tenure process. Students gather their highlights as they prepare to leave our institutions for the next phase of their life. Finally, evaluation portfolios. They're often a goal, but people report that they fall short of execution. How can you transform a portfolio into a collection that actually documents students' progress towards standards, or in our case, the NASPAA competencies? Well, the first task we have is to philosophically decide if your department believes that portfolios can actually be used as assessments, or if they want more of a showcase portfolio versus an evaluation portfolio. When I embarked on the portfolio journey at Ohio University, we as a faculty had to fundamentally agree that portfolios were in fact an assessment, and they are. They actually fall into the category of authentic assessment, by which we chose to assess a student's ability to meet the NASPAA competencies. So what are competencies? In education, we call them standards, basic building blocks of what we want students to know and to be able to do. Note, this is not a curriculum or content. Standards or competencies are very broad and content can be driven at the local level, as it is with each NASPAA accredited institution. NASPAA offers us 5 competencies. From these competencies or standards, NASPAA accredited, or hopefully accredited in our case, institutions can then take the core elements of what NASPAA believes all public administrators should know and do and begin to derive curriculum, and then from the curriculum, instructors then derive the content for courses. Wenger, who actually studied artificial intelligence, found that most people have 3 assumptions about learning. And then he proceeded to debunk these assumptions. You see, learning is traditionally defined as an outcome, yet we as educators truly believe that learning is also a process, which is why it can be evaluated with portfolio assessment. If we believe that learning is a process, then we need to explore metacognition, the act of thinking about thinking, authentic reflection, not only reflecting or thinking about what we know, but also how we know what we know. When our students leave the academy, there is no test every few weeks or no paper to be turned in. The biggest gift we can give our students is to teach them how to pause and reflect on their learning. This is what will make them effective in practice. All of this is to say that yes, I do believe that portfolios can be used to assess or evaluate student progress towards standards. So the question becomes, how do we do that? Well, we have to teach students how to think metacognitively and break down each NASPAA competency. We ask students to document what they know or believe about each competency in a short narrative. And then they need to tell us which KSAs they have learned through their experience to support their narrative, to support what they've learned. So the question you probably are thinking, how does a student document knowledge? Well, good question. You teach students to reflect on their coursework, internships, co-curriculars, and extracurricular activities using Bloom's taxonomy. Teach students these verbs and they can clearly explicate their learning across multiple levels of thinking skills. We expect our MPA candidates not just to have knowledge, but also have tangible skills using Excel, R, or other stat packages, facilitating meetings, conducting mediations. All of those skills are learned in stages. Dave provides us with a way for students to assess their skill development. It's very useful in the portfolio process. Attitude is everything. Attitudes are the hardest to change. Think about yourself. Krathwohl, Bloom, and Maja provide a scaffolded way for students to consider where they are as they develop attitudes. Our students found this very useful when considering Competency 5, communicate and interact productively with a diverse and changing workforce and citizenry. Developing evaluation portfolios takes time. There's a science to teaching and learning, and there's a science to evaluating or assessing learning. Consider partnering with your colleagues in education or drawing on your faculty and staff who are trained in pedagogy, or check out the links in this presentation. Thank you to Dr. Millison and this amazing student team. I was honored to serve as the educational subject matter expert on the portfolio development team. Let me know how this landed for you. Reach out to me via email or via Twitter. Thank you.